Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show with your host, Bill Shelton. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
Standing on the first hole, the Pete Dye Golf Course, French Lick, Indiana. A 386-yard dog leg, par 4 to the left, 3 bunkers down the right-hand side, a waste area, pond to the left. Certainly a good, challenging opening hole, even from these tees. But if you look back 140 yards from 518 yards away, really a challenging par 4 to open up at this new golf course. Well, here we are, not even off the first hole at the Pete Dye Golf Course in French Lick, and we found a signature of Pete Dye and his golf courses, collection areas around the greens. Building the greens up, and then instead of just penalizing you with some rough around the edge of the green, if you happen to catch one of these slopes, don't hit the exact shot, you could end up in a collection area. Many options in that collection area, but oftentimes he'll put you against a backstop to make you hit maybe a downhill chip to an uphill green, and as you've seen in many of his courses, a very dangerous shot that could run right off the other side and find itself in a collection area. In this case, my ball came in, I hit the side of the green, and off it runs. We're here with Alex Whiteman, the assistant golf professional at the Donald Ross course in French Lick, Indiana. We're standing on the second tee. Alex, tell us a little bit about the second hole here at French Lick, the Pete Dye course.
Yes, sir. As you guys can see, the second hole consists of around 351 yards from the tees we'll be playing today. About the second shortest par 4 on the front side here. Ideal tee shot favors the left center of the fairway, gives you a clear shot into the green. An errant tee shot on the left or right side will lead to a blind second shot into this green.
Well, we reached the first par 3 at the Pete Dye Golf Course in French Lick, Indiana. 174-yard par 3. Classic Pete Dye bunkers on the left, low and left. A very difficult shot if you play it over there. He does give you a bailout area to the right, to the front of the green, an area I might try to play here, but a beautiful par 3, not only the golf hole, but the view, the scenic view you get from behind this par 3. The fifth hole at the Pete Dye Golf Course in French Lick, Indiana. A relatively short par 4, about 320 yards, but well bunkered up the right with what look like 10, 12, 15 little pot bunkers to the left. You've got 2 bunkers that are a great aiming spot, about 225 yards out in front of you. The hole's completely uphill, and if you'll look just beyond the flag, you'll see the beautiful clubhouse here at the Pete Dye Golf Course at French Lick, Indiana. We're now on the 6th hole here at the Pete Dye course in French Lick, Indiana. A hole that at first from the tee looks very intimidating. There must be 20, 25, maybe 30 pot bunkers to the left. It looks like you've got no room to the right. Looks like you have no room to the left, but as in typical Pete Dye style, he's giving you some very clear choices on this shot. There's a layup shot to the right that you could hit maybe 200, 220 yards here on this 360-yard par 4. If you're feeling really dangerous and really daring today and you want a high risk-reward shot, you can carry these bunkers on the left and try to get home with a much shorter shot on this par 4. You may have noticed during our tour today of the Pete Dye Golf Course at French Lick that there aren't that many trees. Well, behind me over my shoulder is the one tree that was allowed to remain. Pete Dye wanted to take it off during the design of the golf course. Steve Ferguson, the CEO and owner of the facility here, said that no, Pete, we're going to leave that tree here. The tree last night came down in a terrible windstorm, and Pete had said to us earlier today that he was getting so old he thought he was about as old as God. Well, it turns out it looks like he still had his phone number to get rid of that tree.
Perfect.
Good ball.
Straight at it.
That good enough?
Don't know.
Oh,
Whoa,
yeah.
you
Beautiful
did.
shot.
I didn't think you got enough when you hit it. Didn't think it was enough.
Oh.
You got the sand.
Okay.
Well, we reached the 9th hole at the Pete Dye course here at French Lick, Indiana. And what a beautiful finishing hole. You know, a couple of holes back, we showed you a couple of shots that required some right to left shots. Right here on the 9th hole, Pete Dye requires you to play 2 back-to-back left to right shots. Not the best shot in my bag, but certainly a beautiful finishing hole. Bunkering up the left, the clubhouse in the background, a beautiful waste area with some more volcano bunkers on the right. What a great way to finish the front 9 here at the Pete Dye Golf Course. Not that much.
We're standing outside the clubhouse of the new Pete Dye course at the French Lick Resort in French Lick, Indiana with Pete Dye. We've just had the privilege of playing the front 9. You talked about vistas earlier as you were meeting with the media folks, and it's just hard to imagine the elevation changes and the height that we saw today. This is a spectacular golf course on a spectacular piece of property.
Well, it's been a lot of fun down here, and you say the ambience. I've said the ambience here makes this golf course. You have miles of vistas from every green and tee and fairway, and in some places just longer than ever. Some places they keep telling me I'm looking 40 miles. I don't know, I can't tell, but it sounds great anyhow.
Well, certainly we saw several of the features that we know that you like to put in your courses, but there is the reality that this course actually has a set of tees that you could play over 8,000 yards. Now, was that were you planning for the fact that these young pros are just keep hitting it so much further, or what was it? What was the purpose of that?
Well, you never know what's going to happen, and you hate to build a brand new golf course and then 5 or 10 years from now find it's out of play because they haven't got control of the equipment. So if they get control, well, then we have a lot of nurseries we can use out there, those back tees. I hope nobody ever has to play them, but actually the green tee walk to the white markers is pretty good out here on this golf course, and if you want to walk way back, you can, but I wouldn't suggest doing it.
Well, it's just a beautiful piece of property, a beautiful golf course, and the Donald Ross course has been here for a very long time, and now the Pete Dye course, and then there's a 9-hole course. So what a spectacular golfing vacation you can have at the French Lick Resort. Pete, very soon, November of this year, you're going to be inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame, and you're joining a group of Alister McKenzie, Donald Ross, Robert Trent Jones Sr. I mean, this is a magnificent statement on what you've contributed to the game of golf.
Well, I was very fortunate. When Mr. Fincham called, I thought something had gone wrong down at TPC again, but when he called and told me I was going into the Golf Hall of Fame down, and I just couldn't believe it. I thought, well, my gosh, they went to the bottom of the barrel and pulled out a dirt digger, so I'm really thrilled about it.
Are you, now that you've enjoyed this masterpiece, have you already got another one planned, or you still got some going?
No, I'm going to stay here and work on this golf course. It's been a lot of fun, and of course it's in my backyard. I live in Indianapolis and in Indiana, but it's been great, and there's a lot of little things to do down here, but we're thrilled to death that they're going to have the PGA Club Professional Championship here in June of 2010, so it's right around the corner, so we got to start getting ready for them. And today is the first time I've played 9 holes, so I got around and didn't lose the ball, so I'm doing okay.
Well, I tell you what, it is a spectacular thing. We've been delighted to have the opportunity to see this course and to listen as Pete Dye talked about some of the thoughts that went into the process and the planning of it. And again, we want to say to you that you need to take the opportunity to come to the French Lick Resort and play the Pete Dye course that has now added another jewel to the golfing world. And Pete, thanks so much for your contribution.
Well, you're great to come down here, and it's been a lot of fun to have the press here today and have them play the first round of golf here. And I'm still standing, they haven't shot me, so I guess everything's going okay.
It went great. Thanks so much.